If you believe in yourself, you can make things that you want to have in your life come true. You've probably heard that before, and whether you believe it or whether you don't, or whether you're looking for reasons to believe it, and that's why you have come across a video like this, belief has a very important role in creating the reality that you want. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the neurological and psychological reasons as to why belief can make such a big difference in our reality. And I will also be talking about if you currently don't have the belief, or if it is something that you are struggling with. I'm also going to be talking about how you can overcome that and to start seeing results in your life. My name is Tijan, and I have had a lifelong interest in psychology and personal development. And my interest in psychology has led me to get my bachelor's degree in psychology. But beyond that, it's a topic that I self-teach and continue to learn about to help make a difference in my own life, and things that I have taught myself that have helped me personally in my life. I want to share these with you in the hope that they help you in some way to achieve what you want in life as well. Belief in oneself and one's capability in being able to do things that we want to do has a very important role in changing the reality that we are currently experiencing. Now, belief can influence our brain's motivational systems involving dopamine, and this makes it more likely for us to continue taking action towards something that we want to achieve. That's why it's important to have small, achievable goals, and every time we achieve a small goal, a small milestone, this keeps the momentum going and makes it more likely for us to continue working towards something that we see ourselves to have in our lives. But this motivation that the dopamine does give us is heavily relied on our emotions that we are feeling at the time. And if we haven't trained our emotions and we react to things in our environment based on our emotions that we're feeling at the time, then this can actually work against us. But this is something that I want to get into a little bit more detail in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But do keep in mind that belief in oneself and capability influences our brain's motivational systems involving dopamine, which makes it more likely for us to take action towards something. Now, if we believe in our own capability, if we believe that we can do it, and we have confidence in our ability to be able to achieve, this activates our brain's prefrontal cortex, and our brain's prefrontal cortex is our creative center. It's basically our CEO of our brain. And this activation quietens down our brain's hesitation and fear center, which is our amygdala. And quietening down the amygdala and the activation in our prefrontal cortex neurologically makes it easier for us to take action. Now, onto the topic that I want to focus on more in this video is that there are a network of neurons in our brain called the Reticular Activating System. And for the rest of this video, to make it easier, I'm going to refer to it as the RAS. This network of neurons have numerous different functions, such as the sleep and wake cycle and other important functions. But for today's purpose for this video, I'm going to focus on one of the functions, and that is that it plays a major role in filtering information that we receive from the environment. So these network of neurons are directly connected to our senses besides the sense of smell, and it filters out information based on our beliefs, based on our thoughts, based on what is important to us in our environment. Our senses receive so much information from our environment every second that we need this system to filter out much of the information that is not important to us at that point in time, because without this filtering system, we would have so much incoming information that we would be overwhelmed and wouldn't be able to function properly. Now, think of this system as social media algorithms. When you are scrolling on social media, watching the videos that you like to watch, the social media algorithms like to show you things that you are consistently watching. So if you're watching a particular type of video, let's say you like to watch entertainment videos, funny videos, you like to watch skits, the more you watch skit type of videos, the more that the algorithms show you these type of videos. Now, that's how this system works. The more that you are repeating something to yourself in your environment, the more you find something important to you in your environment, the more that this system tends to show it to you as well in your reality. Now, as an example, let's say that your car has gotten old and you are due to get a new car, and you start searching for one to see which one is going to be your next car that you have, that you drive. Now you find this particular model that you really like, and you are moving towards thinking that that is probably going to be your next car. And what starts happening is when you are out driving, or when you are out for a walk, you start noticing a lot more of this car around and start thinking, wow, there's so many people drive this car. But it's not because suddenly there's more of these cars around, it's because your brain is showing you more of this car because that's what you are focused on. This is what happens as a result. So this is the neurological side of it. The RAS is showing you what you are focused on. And this is when the psychological effects start to come in as well. Let's say that you really love this car. You already know that you really like the look of this car. You start doing research on this car. You find all this information that further confirms not only does this car look amazing, people that are driving this car are so happy with this car, and I'm not really seeing many complaints. So it's really ticking all the boxes because you already have in your mind that you really like this car. The information that you are searching on this car is confirming more and more what you want it to confirm. You might miss out on some important pieces of information that work against what you want. You might miss out that this is a European car that's going to cost you a lot of money when the time comes for it to be repaired or to be serviced. You might miss out on information that this particular model of car might have some engine or electrical problems. This is called confirmation bias in psychology. You see things that further confirm your belief already. All these things that are checking the boxes make you get the car. Let's say you get the car. Once you get the car, you realize, oh no, this is going to cost me a lot of money to get serviced. I didn't realize that it's got this electrical problem or this type of engine problem. But to stop yourself from feeling bad about the decision that you made, you start to rationalize things. Oh, look, I really wanted this car. I had to get it out of my system and just get it. I don't need to keep it for a long amount of time anyway. I can keep it for a year or two before any problems arise, and then I can sell it. So you rationalize the decision that you've made so you don't feel bad about it. Now, beyond the car example, let's say another example could be, and this is for example purposes only. Let's say you are not a very confident person and you believe that people don't really like you. You get to work one day, you say good morning to your colleagues, you wave, say hi, and you might have said hi to 20, 30 colleagues that morning. and you might have been acknowledged by many of them, but this one person that you noticed didn't look at you or give you the time of day that you thought that they would give you, sticks with you. Now, because you already believe that people don't like you, you focus on this one person that they didn't pay attention to when you said hi to them. This is when the confirmation bias kicks in to further confirm your belief that people don't like you. See, I knew that people don't like me. They didn't say hi to me. And then you start rationalizing this by saying, no one likes me. I'm not a type of person to be liked anyway. I always struggle making friends. And as a result of these thoughts that you are having, that you are repeatedly telling yourself, your behavior might change. If you believe that people don't like you, then you might become more withdrawn, you might become less self-confident, you might speak less, you might avoid social events. So, for example, if your colleagues used to invite you to have lunch with them or to specific work events, you might avoid going to these events, and you might even avoid saying hi to your colleagues because you don't feel confident in yourself. And as a result of your behavior change, the reactions that you get from others are also going to change. So if you are not saying hi to your colleagues, or you no longer go to have lunch with them, you no longer go to work events, then they might think that you just want to be left alone. So as a result, they might not invite you to lunch anymore. They might not invite you to work events anymore. They might not say hi to you anymore because they genuinely think that you just want to be left alone. And what happens is this acts as further evidence for you to believe that people don't like you, and this keeps the cycle going. And the more this cycle keeps going, the stronger your beliefs become as well. Now, how do we overcome this? How do we overcome these type of thoughts and thinking so that we do start to have some belief in ourselves and change the pattern? There are numerous different things that you can do to start changing these thought patterns. And one of them is consciously focusing on the desired outcome that you could have if you acted and behaved and thought in a particular way. If the thoughts that we are having are telling us that it's difficult to get what we want out of life because it's going to be a lot of work, then we're not going to want to take the action to start working towards it, because our brains don't like to work hard. And if we tell ourselves that it is going to be hard, then we're not going to want to take action. So if we focus instead on the outcome that we would have if we were to have function, then this would make it more likely for us to start taking action to get to where we see ourselves going, or whatever it is that we want to achieve. Now, our brains naturally tend to focus more on negative events, and that is just purely because of biological reasons. For our survival. So practicing gratitude interrupts the brain's natural tendency to focus on negative things. So practicing what you have in your life already for things that you should be grateful for. And I am 100% positive that there is lots for you to be grateful about in your life right now, whether it's the warm cup of coffee that you get to have in the morning before you get to work, you have a kettle, you have a roof over the top of your head, anything that you can be grateful for in your life. Now, this next one is one of my favorites, and it does take some practice, but with practice it becomes better and better. And it's so simple, but I think many of us forget that we have the capability to be able to do this, and that is reframing our thought patterns. Rather than relying on the emotional reaction that we're having to our environment at the time, thinking logically about something and interrupting the negative thought and replacing it. When you see yourself, because you're the observer, you're not your body, right? You're not your body. You are not your thoughts, because You can observe your thoughts that you have. So you're the observer of your thoughts. So when you notice that you are having a negative thought, let's say in that previous example that I used, that you think that people don't like you, it's a matter of catching that thought in that moment and reframing it. If you caught yourself thinking people don't like me, then it's straight away, there is no reason for people not to like me. I always show kindness. I always say hi. There is no reason. I know what my brain is doing right now. This is something that I have become accustomed to thinking, and right in this moment, this is the moment that I am going to change that belief that I have. Anytime a negative thought pops in, reframe straight away. It does take a little bit of practice, and it is a bit of mental effort initially, but it is worth it, because the more you practice it, the more you repeat something, the easier it is for it to be repeated in the future, because that's what you're doing. You are training yourself to break what you have become accustomed to be a different way. Visualization is another favorite of mine, because visualization, so if you sit there just for 5-10 minutes, close your eyes and visualize yourself having the life that you see yourself having, as if you're already living that life, fires the same neural networks as the ones that would fire if you were actually experiencing it. And if you are consistently doing this on a daily basis, not just once, okay? You need to consistently, repeatedly do this. Remember, repetition is what makes something become a habit. And habits are what you need to create the reality that you want. You need to break your current habits that you no longer want to have and create new ones to get to where you want to go. So, and you do this by repetition. You need to repeat it on a daily basis, no matter what. You need to discipline yourself to do this every day. And this repetition starts priming your brain, starts changing your beliefs, starts changing your thought patterns. So the more you repeat it, the better that you are going to become. Repetition of all of this on a daily basis, no matter what, if disciplined to do every day, is going to be life-changing. You are so powerful. You are a very, very powerful being. You are not your body. Your body is here to give you a physical experience in this physical world. What is more powerful than your environment and your body is things that you cannot see. You are beyond your body. You are beyond your thoughts. You are an observer. You are pure consciousness. It's within you to create the change and the life that you want. If you wanted to wake up tomorrow and have a different life, you can do that. You can change your thoughts. You can change your thoughts right now. You can start having a different life right this second, if you decide that you want to. I hope that this video has been of some help for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.